There is a secret hidden for thousands of years. As the master of food and beverage of this place, he will reveal it to you. The world needs to know. His name is Schenk.
Hi, I'm Schenk, and I'm here to introduce you to the world's best kept culinary secret. It's Korean food, better known here in Korea as hanshik. In front of me, I've got a very versatile ingredient. It's called tofu, also known here in Korea as dubu. Now we're going to make sundubu jjigae. Sundubu is soft tofu. It comes like this in this form. It's like in a squeezy packet. Let's get cracking. There's a nice line to cut. You see how soft that is. I'll put that into the bowl. That's ready for our recipe today. I just have to go to the fridge and grab out some seafood. All right, seafood. Oh, look at that. So I have this gorgeous arrangement of seafood. Obviously, one of the key elements or the key ingredients to sundubu jjigae. The clams have already been deshelled, but I've just got to rinse them in some salted water to make sure that we take out all the grit, any little bit of shell that may be in there. Next up, we've got prawns. You can see they're headless prawns with the shell on, and I'll just take these little legs off. All of the prawns that I've got here. I've got a small batch. You may notice I call them prawns. Some people call them shrimp, baby prawns. For the squid, just simply make a cut down the side of the squid. Knife away, so I'm not going to injure myself. You can see there's a little bit of mess inside there. I'll wash that off. The wing part that is here, I'm just going to tear that off. Come in and have a look, Duncan. We'll just take that. Oh, actually, I'll cut that. I'll cut it straight off. We can use that as well. I'll give this a clean, and at the same time, I'll take off the skin. You just do that under running water. Okay, you can see the color of that. The skin's come off. It's a very nice piece of squid. Running a very sharp knife through the flesh, but not all the way through. Back on the other side. I'm going to slice this in thin fingers, easy to cut. In my bowl, I'll put the squid. What we're going to do next is marinate the seafood. We've got like a seasoning sauce that I have to make. All right, I've got my ingredients ready for my sundubu jjigae. You can see there's a little bit of spice involved with this dish. They love the chili in Korea. And it's a good thing, used in the right amount. The garlic, I'm going to crush the garlic. I think 4 pieces will be enough. So that breaks up the garlic. Chop it. Okay, garlic is done. Green onion or spring onion. I'm going to do essentially the same thing. Slice it in lengths, like so. Slice it in half, lengthways. Put it down, slice it finely. It's good to, when you're chopping, hold a hand on top of the knife. You're not going to cut yourself, there's no edge. Hold it down so it holds one end. And simply lift the other end. And just keep running your knife through it, backward and forward. Spring onions are ready. I'll put that mixture into this bowl. Garlic, onions together. For the mix, I've got the onions and garlic that I just chopped. I've got red pepper powder. This is called gochugaru, and any good Korean grocer will have this. Just buy it in a small little packet if you can. I want I like my sundubu jjigae a little spicy, so I'm going to put in this much. You can put in as much or as little as you like. To this, I'm going to add soy sauce, sesame oil, just a dash. I'll mix my sauce, make sure that it's thoroughly mixed in. Smells good, I reckon. Okay, I'm going to put in half that mix to the seafood. Sundubu jjigae, don't forget the name, soft tofu stew. Seafood, I need to give that a mix. We'll mix that in. You can see the color already coming into that. We'll let that sit 5-10 minutes because that's going to be stir-fried or sauteed very soon. Okay, so we've got the oil in the pan, seafood's here. All right, fry this off. I will do this in 2 parts because otherwise it's too much. Beautiful smell of the soy sauce, the garlic, sesame oil, and of course the seafood. Look at the color change of those prawns. Okay, put that here. The next one, I'm going to move the induction and I will put this on gas. I'll get my little gas burner right here on, turn it on, there's my fire. I've actually got a stone pot. This is called a dolsot stone pot. It's a gorgeous earthenware dish. I don't expect that everybody at home has one of these to cook with, or you can even come across one. It may be difficult. Just use a normal saucepan, is okay. Seafood goes in, my pot's getting hot, in goes the seafood with its juice. Prepare the seafood. This is my measuring tool by look. I want it to about there. We still have to add the tofu to that. I'm going to put in all of this tofu. Just tip it straight in. It will break up as it's boiling and cooking, and it will give it certainly some kind of curdled effect. That's a beautiful big bowl of sundubu jjigae. You can see that it's boiling, or just starting to boil. Turn this down. Sundubu jjigae, final seasoning sauce. Pour in a little, maybe half this. We've got a little bit of red chili. We'll put on top and in some green chili. Okay, for this dish, look at that. Boiling beautifully, nice and hot. I've got my little side dish ready to go. And of course, to pick this up, I can't do that even with a cloth. It would be far too dangerous. So I've got this special little pliers. This is how I'm serving it. Rustic, ready to go. There we have it. Sundubu jjigae. We have just uncovered another world's best kept secret. Oh God, that is hot. Look at that, still boiling. Give it a crack. Have some fun with this one. It's simple. You can make that in a pot at home. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, I'm Paul Schenk, and I'm here to introduce you to what I call the world's best kept culinary secret. It's Korean food, better known in Korea as hanshik. Now we're going to make a very tricky but special dish, focusing on tofu, also known in Korea as dubu. I need to go to the fridge to grab my tofu and a little bit of meat first, so come with me, let's go. And the beef. Okay, I have my tofu and beef. Tofu that I'm using today is an interesting tofu. We've got 2 types. Soft tofu, also known as sundubu, soft tofu. And this one is more firm pressed tofu. I'll show you what this looks like. It's full of liquid. Just strain the liquid off. You can get hard tofu or firm tofu that's ready to cut. I have some beef here. This is beef brisket. Beef brisket. Pop down to your butcher, get a nice piece of beef brisket. I've got a little pot here of water on. What I'm going to do is bring this to the boil with the beef in it. It's going to create a broth for me, or a stock. I will use the beef afterwards, and I will also use the broth. No salt or anything else at this stage. So it's just the beef. I've got that on. I want that just to be simmering over. That will take 30 to 40 minutes, slow time. In the meantime, I've got my tofu back on the bench. Cut the tofu in half. And then I will slice down almost about a centimetre thick, or not even, half a centimetre thick. Here I've got a little bit of cornstarch, or corn flour, as it's also known. Very soft, light white flour. You can also use regular flour. What I'm going to do is pat each one in the corn flour. We do each piece one by one. Okay, now it's time for pan frying the tofu. Fry pan's on. It's hot. A little of oil, just to give us something so it definitely doesn't stick. Small spatula for the tofu, and each piece will go in. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put 6 in the pan at once. That'll be fine. Well, it's going to be important. Keep them moving. We'll turn them over in a second. They should have a little bit of colour on them, just a little. See, the skin has formed. There's a little bit of a crispy, tiny little bit of colour. That's exactly what we need. A few more pieces to cook. The beef's on, almost, and it's not almost ready to go. It's still got some time. The tofu's cooking. I need to get some vegetables from the fridge, so come with me. Okay. I need this one and mushrooms. Okay, I've got all of my vegetables. My cutting board. Mr. Lee, can you please take away the cutting board? All right, vegetables for this dish. I'll start with the carrot. Thanks, Mr. Lee. Just going to peel the carrot. Okay. What I want to do with the carrot, 5 to 6 centimetres long, slices, thin slices. We'll take the end off, and then from here we will slice. That's exactly what we're after, that are about the width of a finger, like so. The idea of this is that we then fan the carrot across. Next up, mushrooms. These are pyogo mushrooms that have been soaking in water for a couple of hours. You can buy them in your Korean grocer. They come very hard, dried. These are rehydrated. I'm going to take off the top because that's extremely tough. I'm going to flatten this down like so, like so. The end little bits we'll use later for something else, but you can see that. The bamboo shoots, I need to do the same thing, but I'm going to slice it thinly like I did for the carrot. I will do the same thing with this minari. Minari is similar to a kind of like a herb that's grown. The leaves have taken off. I'm going to be using the stem only. You can replace this with chives. Blanch it very quickly, 5 seconds maximum. Take it out of the water, cool it down, otherwise it will change its color. Next step is creating or preparing the beef for this dish. I need to get the beef from the fridge. Okay, for the beef, obviously there's my beef. Thank you. Oh, strong guy. Okay, I've got my beef. I've got a ribeye fillet here. What a premium, beautiful cut of beef. You don't have to use something so premium, but this is probably ideal if you get any other cut from your butcher, because what's going to happen anyway, we'll be chopping this and slicing this very thinly. Duncan, have a look at that. Look at the marbling on this beef. It's a beautiful cut. I'm going to use half to mince or chop, and I will use the part with the fat in it to do that. The other part I'll slice in half. Going to slice it finely, and this is going to be marinated, and you'll see the process, what I used to cook it. Okay, for the other beef, I'll slice it through and then chop it, or you can put it in a mincer if you've got one. It'd probably be a hell of a lot easier. Chop, 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 chop it up finely. We're back in action. I've got the beef on the boil. For the last 5 minutes, I just want to add some sliced spring onion and some garlic. This is called aromatic seasoning. Pop that in there, turn the beef over. Yeah, that'll be ready in 5 minutes. Now, to marinate the beef, a little bit of crushed garlic. Look at that, look at the colour of that garlic, isn't that incredible? It's such a powerful smell. Not too much, because it is a strong one. 1 little spoon here, 1 little spoon there. We've got the easy thing here is they're exactly the same ingredients. Touch of sugar in both, black pepper, a pinch of black pepper. I'm not going to add any salt to this, because the soy sauce is salty enough. Equal amounts. We put a touch of sesame oil in, just a touch, and we'll give those a mix. This is one of the key elements for this dish, the beef. It's loved in many, many dishes. Okay, just finished mixing that. Mr. Lee, can you bring over all of the vegetables and the tofu? I'm going to take out the beef. Oh, looks great. Perfect, as usual. Okay, for the beef, the stock is ready. So I'll take the beef out, like so. I'm going to strain the stock into a nice clean pot. This is the important ingredient. This will bring everything together, that stock. We've got the tofu. The minati leaf is underneath, or you can use the chive. You can see it's got a full green color. And this is going to wrap the bundle. So I've got the minced beef that we prepared. Going to put a little piece. I'll shape it with my hand. We'll put that inside and make like a sandwich. 1 more piece of tofu on top, or dubu. Look at that. We'll tie this up. Tying it, and then we'll knot it. Finish that with a knot. But that is one of the key little ingredients to this dish. Okay, the dish is down. We just need one more thing, mung bean sprouts. I need to get them from the fridge. Mung bean sprouts. Okay, I've got a big container here of mung bean sprouts. I don't need that much. Gorgeous mung bean sprouts, very healthy, crisp, and they're big, big and fat. I want these the same length as our other ingredients. You can see the length of the carrot. I pull out 1 length of the mung bean sprout. I want them about the same length. So we take off the top and the bottom to create something that's similar. We have to go through 1 by 1 to do that quickly. Thank you, Mr. Lee. So the mung bean sprouts are there. On the bottom, We have the marinated beef that's sliced thinly. We put that around on the very bottom. Next, to put on the vegetables. So we've got the carrots. We put them in a fan shape around. I've got the bamboo shoots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that's coming into a nice shape. I'll do the same thing with the egg. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in between, I'll put a bunch of the agaric mushroom that's been quickly blanched or dipped in boiling hot water. Egg white, we'll do them next. Mushrooms, we'll do the mushrooms that I sliced earlier. That looks good. Mung bean sprouts. I've got the minced beef. We marinated before and we actually filled between the tofu. This is also going to be piled up and served in the middle in a circular shape. So I put that on top. When this cooks, it's going to sort of bond together and it will have a gorgeous flavor. I think that's looking good. It looks circular. Maybe that edge a little touch more. Then we have our little bundles, or the sandwich of tofu, dubu. I'll put them around here. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't that look like a gorgeous dish? I will put the gas on high to get it started. Here, I have the gorgeous flavored aromatic beef stock. To this, I will add it now to the pot. It's the perfect time. Not too much, just enough to cover the vegetables. Okay, so we're just going to let that come to the boil. 5 minutes, you turn it down to simmer. 5 minutes after, you're ready to eat. Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful, gorgeous, very traditional Korean dish. Dubu Jeongol. Don't forget the name. Your friends and family will love it. Beautifully presented. Serve it with some rice. You're ready to go. We have just uncovered another world's best kept culinary secret. It's a tough one, but give it a crack. Why not try it? It's going to challenge you, but it's a beautiful dish and no doubt they'll love it. Enjoy it.